Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Game Move Show. My name is John, and today I'm here to give you my spoiler-free review of Doctor Strange. Now, I was going to wait till Monday, but I figured that we should get something out there as soon as possible, and since I'm probably the most person between the three of us who is most looking forward to this movie, I figured I would get my little 2 cents in review. Spoiler-free, no spoilers. We're going to do the spoilers, the big spoiler video when all three of us are together after we done seen the movie. But genuinely, I wanted to take my time because I seen it Friday. I saw it the day of it came out. I saw it Friday. I saw it in 3D, and I wanted to take my time because I'm trying to because I try to do that now, because I think about some of the times I've seen movies that I was like, oh my god, I love this fucking movie. I'm excited. I can't believe, I had to calm myself down and go, you know what, I'm going to wait a couple days, I'm going to think about it, and think on it. And I found myself, trying to nitpick the movie so that I can drop my score of this movie, because I don't want to come off like a Marvel fan would, because I don't want to come off like someone who's just, who is just this Marvel guy, but I can't help myself. I really, really enjoyed, pretty much love this fucking movie. First of all, I almost want to cry when I think about this movie, because Doctor Strange is such an obscure character. He's one of those characters that only fanboys like me, in a positive way, only Marvel people or comic book people would even know who he is. Some of those people don't even know who he is. It'd be like seeing fucking Dr. Fate on the screen. It's like, wow. Except I think Doctor Strange is a little bit more well-known to Dr. Fate, but it's like seeing that, and to me, since I've never seen Doctor Strange on screen in anything, at least I've seen Dr. Fate on a fucking, on Smallville. I've never seen Doctor Strange on anything other than cartoon shows and an animated movie. This movie captured everything that Doctor Strange is all about. Okay, let's just get off the top. Because everyone's wondering about the visuals. The visuals are fucking ridiculous. I have never in my life seen some of the shit that I saw in that movie made me go, what in the fuck? I posted it up on Facebook. I posted it up on Instagram. There are moments that make you just go, what in the fuck? I would argue that the fight scenes in this movie are the most creative I've ever seen. Because it's just the way that the powers are used, because everyone has their own individual powers, and everyone has their own thing, everyone has their own artifacts, and it's just the way, look, this might be the first time a movie is so fucking, the fighting in a movie is so fucking crazy that I can't really give you a description. You just gotta go see it. This is one of those movies where I can't tell you anything, because you just gotta go see it, but the fighting is phenomenal. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange is great. I love his arrogance. I love his ego. And the thing is, a lot of people are gonna give this a comparison to Tony Stark, which in the comics they are comparable, so it makes sense that in the movie they'd be comparable. But it's a totally different thing than Tony Stark, because he has more of a, I work my ass off all the time to get this smart, so of course I'm better than you kind of arrogance. As Tony has more of a, I talked about this in another video, Tony has more of a, rich boy, been rich all my life, I just know shit, and I really don't have to work for it, kind of arrogance. Doctor Strange is totally different than that. And not to mention, after, this is going to be like a minor spoiler, after the tragedy on Tony, he completely turned around and was like, alright, I have to save the world. But Tony never completely turned around. He just realized, he just changed his priority. He didn't completely change as a person, though. Completely change around. Doctor Strange, through the course of this movie, completely changes around. But after the tragic event that you've probably seen in the trailer and you can read in the synopsis, he becomes a worse person. He becomes even worse of an asshole. He becomes this awful human being. It's totally unlikable when you're watching it. There's some scenes that you just go, man, fuck you, man. I hope you never get your hand fixed. There is literal scenes like that, and he's just like, God, you're such a dick. I love that stuff, and I love I love the Ancient One. I think Tilda Swinton, played by Tilda Swinton, she had this dry wit to her, but she had this elegance to her, and she had this you knew she knew more than she was leading on, but she kind of came off like this teacher who would spank you but inevitably loves you in the end. I think she did a great job as this in the mentor position. There were some great moments with her. I would definitely say Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think that's how you say his name. he was great as Baron Mordo, and it was cool to see that back because Baron Mordo traditionally in the comics is the bad guy. He's just blah blah blah. Well, in the comics, shit, I can't really tell you without spoiling it, but he's a good guy. Okay, he's a good guy through this entire movie, mostly. But he's a good guy through this entire movie, and you get to see, and it's kind of cool how they did this, because one of my few problems I had with this movie was that the villain wasn't that strong. But then, post-credit scene, and I'm like, oh, wow, that was happening the whole time. They did a Netflix move, The Rise of Another Villain. But, oh man, there's so much I want to go into that I can't really go into without spoiling it. But I loved him. I love the Wong. There's some funny bits with Benedict Cumberbatch and Wong. I actually liked the like, some people are saying they didn't like the comedy and that it fell flat. To me, I enjoyed the comedy for one reason, because I think it was a part of it. Like, a lot of people say some of the jokes Doctor Strange told were kind of flat, and like, but I think it served a purpose, because if you see the beginning of the movie, he's telling jokes, everyone's laughing, everyone's haha, because he's this big bad guy. He's this big bad neurosurgeon. He's a big guy on campus. He's just rolling through shit. But now that he's in this world where he's basically insignificant and, you know, no one gives a fuck about him, he's telling those same jokes thinking he's going to get the same reaction because he says his line, and I don't know if this is much of a spoiler, like, people used to think I was funny. And Wong kind of responds like, did that work out for you? But, like, I love that line because it pretty much tells me that the jokes are clunkers on purpose to show that you aren't as cool, like, he's not as good as he thinks he is. He's not that guy anymore. Not everyone's gonna just laugh at his fucking jokes anymore, you know, because that's kind of the thing, you know. You ever seen that in movies where the guy's like such a big time character, like a big time mob boss or something, so he can tell like the cheesiest fucking joke and everyone laughs. Like, that's basically what Doctor Strange was, and he's not in that position anymore, so people are calling him on his bullshit, and it's cool to see the contrast between where he was and where he ends up being, which I think as origin stories go, this is a fantastic one. A lot of people are comparing the origin to the Dark Knight, to the Batman Begins, but I think that's kind of wrong because it's actually been proven, and the actual guy who directed, Christopher Nolan, that's the guy who wrote the Dark Batman Begins, actually admitted that he took elements from Doctor Strange and put it in that. So it's not so much Doctor Strange taking elements from the Dark Knight so much as the Dark Knight took elements from Doctor Strange. So there you go. So that's why I'm like, the Inception comparison it's valid because, you know, they're bending walls, but like Inception, they bent like one thing in a city, you know, it bent like a city and it was like another city, and they folded a room. This shit is on some other shit. Like, the city, it's like 15 different cities and balls and all this, that, and that. They're jumping and fucking nuts, dude. And I will admit to you, I was a bit worried to watch this movie in 3D until I realized I only had to pay $8 to come club member. So I basically paid matinee. So it didn't even matter. I was like, holy shit, man. It didn't really matter. I didn't play a matinee. But that was kind of cool. But I will admit that 3D was worth it. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it, because, like, there are certain scenes that probably was, like, no, I'll give it to Seth on this. It'd probably still be a good movie, but I think the 3D enhanced it. I do, because, like, there are certain scenes that are just like, what in the fuck? Especially that scene that you saw in the trailers when he gets pushed and he goes in this psychedelic ride. It is fucking nuts when you see it in 3D, because it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I was watching the movie with my friend Willie and his brother, and we both were just like, what the fuck? Especially it's a couple of times he goes to the astral form and he kind of comes out, and it's cool, man. I can't go into much without this movie without spoiling it, but those are pretty much the heavy hitters. You get to see one awesome bad guy, which was another little tiny bit complaint, but I can't tell you about it without spoiling it, so I'm going to wait till I get Seth and Mark together to do that, but I can't give it a 10. I can't give it a 10 because I just can't. I can't. I don't know what I want to give this damn movie. I honestly don't. I have never been this conflicted about a movie. I am, like, battling between a 9 and, like, an 8 point. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just give it a 9.5, okay? I can't give it a 10 because there's a little bit of snippets that I didn't love, but I fucking enjoyed the shit out of this movie. I haven't had this much fun since I watched Guardians, and this movie honestly felt like I was watching Guardians and Ant-Man because the colors and different things and how different it was than any other thing made me think of Guardians, but the humor and the characters and how much fun I was having with them made me think of Ant-Man. It was like watching Guardians and Ant-Man put together. That's what watching this movie for me was like. It's definitely, I don't know if it's gonna crack my top 5 Marvel movies. It might. Like, there's a lot of them. Oh man, I don't know if I like this movie or Guardians better. I think I like Guardians better. I think, but I'm not sure. This movie really throws a monkey wrench into my top 5 ratings. It's just thanks Marvel. Thank you. You fucked my top 5 up. Marvel does it again. They show why they're the people. They show why they make shit happen. And I mean, one more obscure character in the main screen genre. One more, because that's what Marvel does. They bring these characters no one heard of and make them awesome and show it to people and show them why they're awesome. And that is fucking awesome. And I can't wait to see Doctor Strange in the next time I see him, which may be sooner than people think. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge for post-credit scene. I'll let you know about that in a spoiler-free review. Now, no, spoiler review, my bad. Now, let me know in the comments. Have you seen Doctor Strange? What did you think about it? Please remember to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one by the hoary host of Hogarth.